Hi, and welcome to this tutorial on saving data to a file on the phone itself and how to retrieve data from the file itself. It's a very quick, short, sharp tutorial just to get you going with it and just do some basic things with the files. Okay, so what I've got here is a new project. Screen's just a screen at the moment. I'll give the a title to this, so we'll call this accessing text files. Okay, what I'm going to do is start with the layout, and what I'm going to do simply is put a text button, a text box in here following the label, and the label can be something like enter your text. And what we'll do is we'll get it to save whatever text that I type in the text box here, which text box enter, I'll rename that. Okay, and then we'll have a button, whoops, again. We'll have a button to store the text, so we'll rename that button store, and when that's clicked we'll save the data into the text file. Okay, so save, that'll do. Okay, and the other thing we'll do is show you how to get the data out of the text file as well. So, but we'll do that in a minute. Let's get this started first. Let's store some data in a text file. So to do that, we go into the blocks. No, we won't. We'll get the file component out, which is this component here. It's a hidden component, and this is the one which we're going to do all the work with. So store the data to and from. So we'll go to the blocks here, and what we'll do is when the button store is clicked, what we're going to do is we're going to do something with this file. So what can we do with the file? Well, we can append data to the end of an existing file, and if the file doesn't exist, it will create it for you. We can delete a file, and we can read from a file, or we can just simply save a file. Okay, what we're going to do here is append to a file. I'm going to add data to a file, so let's do that. The text I'm going to enter is going to be the text box itself, so let's whiz down to that, text box.text. So we've got the text there. Now the next thing to do is to get the file name. This is the file name that will be stored on the phone itself. Now if you put a / here and the name of the file, let's call this saved file, then that will be stored with the SD card. If you don't put the / in front of it, it will be stored in the phone's private area and won't be accessible by other apps, according to the text. Anyway, so I'm going to put a txt on the end because I want to save the file with the suffix txt, so it's a text file, recognizable text file. Okay, so let's go back to the designer. If I run this now and I click save, it will save the text I put in here in the text file. But I want to also show you that it's actually working by retrieving that as well. So I'm going to create another one, horizontal arrangement here with a text box where I'm going to, actually I could just use a label, to be honest. Let's just put a label in there. And what I'll do is put the text that's in the file and retrieve it and stick it in that label there. So I'll put a button in here, rename that, call that button retrieve, and when I click that, I'll put the data that's in the file into that label there. Okay, so let's just click on, let me click on that there. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I'm just thinking actually, if I've used a text box here, the way this might have been better, because text boxes allow multi-line. So if I'm storing a lot of data in here, if I'm retrieving it, I might want to store it for it to appear over more than one line, otherwise it will just truncate. Oh well, never mind. Well, let's just stick it in the label for now, and if it doesn't work, we'll put it in multi-line. Okay, so go back into the blocks. The way this is going to work is when the button retrieve is clicked, I'm going to just simply pull the data out of the file. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a call from the file here. Okay, and that on its own won't do anything except go and get the data. What you need to know is when the data has actually is available to the app here. So you do that with this got.text, file1.got.text here, and all I'm going to do there is get my little label here. So we'll try this first. Set label text to, and any text that it's got. Okay, that's got to be worth a try, so I'm going to connect now to the emulator, and I'll see you back here in a second or two when it's up and running. Okay, so we're up and running. Let's give it a go. Here's my text box. Let's put some in here. Some text. Lacking imagination this morning. It is very early, however. Right, so I'll put some text in there, and I'm going to click save. Let's get rid of that keyboard. Right, okay, nothing to see there, no news. Right, so if we click on retrieve now, it should get that text and stick it into the label. Let's try it. There it is. Hey, that's always good when things work, isn't it? Right, now, because we've used the append, if I put more text, we ought to get the two messages combined. So I'll save the text, and we should see some text, exclamation mark, then a space that I've put in there, more text. Let's try that. Oh, yeah, it works. So I'm happy with that. Give it a like if you enjoyed the tutorial. There's really not much more to say here, except ignore that text box. We didn't use it in the end. Remember, you can go over multi-lines with a text box, which I don't think you can with a label. I haven't actually tested it. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.